Technology really has evolved and it has come to a place where we have, well, a lot of things with not just programs but with technology itself. We have come so far that things like artificial intelligence is possible. And the reason why I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence is because not just it's a topic I like very much, but well, the learning Python, it's not a challenge, but the learning Python course I was using ended. So now I am going to specialize a little bit and learn how to program artificial intelligence in Python. So it will be definitely very fun, especially since the course is from Harvard University. So well, I'm definitely excited. So very interesting indeed, extremely interesting actually. And well, I'm going to tell you, not since I didn't make the course yet, why artificial intelligence? Why the interest? Is just cool or is practical? Well, it's definitely both, I would say. Because even though the term is more associated with the, I don't know, the Skynet, not just the bad part, oh, we can destroy the world, but also like from the standpoint of logistics, as well, it can control this, it can control that, but can a program do this? Well, well, kinda. But before we talk about why would you use an I want to just, well, make a sell out for you to check out videos about Python and other videos on my channel, since it's going to be easier to you to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So, okay, remember to not just that, but like this video if you like it, subscribe and hit the bell so you can receive our notifications, and of course watch the rest of the video, because now I want to talk about exactly why would you use an artificial intelligence. Now, an artificial intelligence, but first, what is artificial intelligence? So that we can, based on what it is, we can find exactly what would be the benefits over a normal program. Now, artificial intelligence is a type of program, of a type of, I think it can be considered software that not just, well, observes, but it can take information and it will try to associate it or find patterns on these multiple sets of information, and you can do something with the patterns. Let's say, for example, you want to teach a artificial intelligence to distinguish between a cat and a dog. Now, it is definitely, I would say, not a big challenge. But the reason it's not a big challenge is because in a normal program, you would do a lot of things. Perhaps it may be impossible, perhaps, or extremely difficult, since everything you need to put it will be pretty much by hand, or you will have another program trying to collect. And this program probably would be an artificial intelligence anyway to get the information by itself. But in an artificial intelligence, you usually, to teach it, you give a bunch of images of, for example, sets that are cat and dog, and with those pictures, deciding what's the picture of cat and dog, you give it thousands, perhaps tens of thousands in the bigger experiments of artificial intelligence. And the artificial intelligence itself will compare. You can help it by saying, oh, look at the difference. For example, it may have a elongated faces, dogs, for example. It may be bigger. Just set out specific details, but not show many of each one. Just like, oh, look at, for example, the most colorful thing in the picture, pretty much. So you just give it a bunch of information, but it's usually not necessary. The artificial intelligence will figure out by itself, because it would take every picture separated by groups. That's usually, of course, and you said, well, this is a dog. Okay. from my 10,000 images saying that this is a dog, I can see this new image is a dog, or it's a cat, or it's neither. So, well, that's pretty much the logistics. You try to compare, you would try to find a pattern in between a cat and a dog, for example. So, that's one point. Usually, there is a type of reward slash uh, punishment when you get something wrong. So it won't feel actual pain, of course. Don't worry about that. It won't feel anything, but it's just like I got good, okay, good pattern, and then when you it get something wrong, go okay, bad pattern. This is wrong. We won't use this specific algorithm that made me choose this is a cat instead of being a dog uh, for it. So interesting, very interesting indeed. But why would you use an AI? After all, I just said you need a lot of data to provide the enough information for you to actually pinpoint something. And well, you can use a lot in, for example, marketing. Because, well, after all, um, let's get to the old days first. In the old days of probably definitely before, not before the internet, though, exactly before the internet, not just before the internet, but before artificial intelligence became mainstream. For example, when you get an ad, the ad is nothing of your value. It's nothing exactly you matter. I mean, if you are a 20-year-old, I'm not a 20-year-old, but I mean, if I'm a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, and I'm shopping for swords on the equivalent of eBay back in 2006, which I don't think there was, but still. It would show, for example, a random ad of, I don't know, um, let's say baby toys. Well, I would say that the majority of 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds are not caring about baby toys in general. So that was actually the problem with ads, is that they were random. If you take a newspaper, you can see at the other end, a shopping for groceries ad, not just suits, but clothing in general ads. So they are very general again. There is no pinpoint of view. Now, with the introduction of ads or artificial intelligence, it can, and though it sounds creepy, I started to break too. It actually happens every day. Every move you do in pretty much in the cyberspace, and well, with the phones and Alexas and whatnot, the your space in general, everything you say, everything you talk, it is taken as information, and the intelligence will try to find your interest by what you type, by what you search, and well, give you the best ads. I might say, well, I know I might use the internet a lot, but you think this a lot is enough information? Well, it takes from the usual algorithm that is not handmade, but it was the base or the fundamentals were kind of made by humans. And what the incredible thing did, really incredible project, it pinpoint human behavior so much that it can pretty much tell true lies just by the shopping cart. Because Target did this a while back. They're actually pioneers on this. So, well, good job, Target. I never been to one. Brazil, there's no Target so that I know of. But I don't know. They did a good job with the marketing, I would say. There was a case where a girl, a teenager girl, I don't know, 17 or something, I don't remember the actual age, living in her parents' home, began getting ads from, well, baby toys. I know there was a random thing, but it's actually relevant. From baby stuff, not baby store in general. And the parents were pissed because why are you giving my daughter ads for baby? Well, turns out she was pregnant and she didn't tell them. But because of that, they discovered they were pregnant. But how? Well, from her buying patterns and from the thing you actually observed from not just the team but the artificial intelligence itself observed, it discovered that well, that's a pattern for the people who buy stuff when they're pregnant or not. And it's actually made Target and almost every other market chain out there change its model as where they will put a lot of random stuff on the coupons you receive, and that's when they say I had it was actually a coupon that Target gave. Uh, it would give you a lot of random search, a lot of random things, stuff, and some of those things are what they actually artificial intelligence gave. So it's very interesting indeed. But that's a little bit neat story. Um, but again, it just shows how pinpoint accurate an artificial intelligence can be. And just by you typing something, uh, it will pretty much know what you want. You can do a quick example right now. If you go, for example, on the in eBay or I don't know eBay specific. I know that Mercado Libre, which is I don't know the name in English. I would the literal translation would be free market, but it's a website. It's the yellow one. I think eBay will also work. You type there, you search. Let's say, for example, here I search here Mercado Libre again, and I just well search for example a random thing. Let's search for. I'm not actually doing this, but you could search for anything you want. Show a shopping cart for a medieval sword, for goggles, for rocks. I don't know really. You can search for everything. Do one, two, maybe three searches, and not just on your if you want to get extra creepy, not just on the eBay or the site you're using, but your Google in general. And you see the ads are well, for some of the ads, perhaps all of them, aren't for the exact things you searched. For example, I was searching a little bit for swords, and I just go here, uh, below here on the Mercado Libre, the site I'm using, and wow, what can I say? I see a lot of things. From lockpicking that I searched before, from airsoft and wooden swords, it's absolutely almost everything that there is. I would say a good 70% is actually, as you can see here, a 70% is actually from what I searched before. So, very interesting indeed. I know it might sound scary at first, but don't worry. It happens all the time. There's no way to prevent it. So you don't need to get your head really boiling about this. So you can see it definitely works. I actually do a little experiment now. I paused the video for a bit and I just searched for, well, Xbox and Minecraft. And as you can see from the main site again, what do you know? From consoles to Minecraft. You can see right here. I think this is probably something about it, but you can see it definitely works, and it's very interesting because, well, that's actually most and if not almost all of artificial intelligence is designed for. It's designed to find patterns, especially in people, because that's a lot of money right there, especially people, and to use this extreme market advantage of the artificial intelligence from every day, from every single second that you search for something, it's getting information and it's trying to use this information to make you buy something or trying to find the best result so you can have the best possibility of buying something. So it's extremely profitable. Again, market, if I remember, it grew exponentially, like billions of dollars of growth from their little marketing scheme here. with the artificial intelligence. So it's very interesting indeed, because again, a normal program wouldn't do this. It might definitely find a pattern, but this is after thousands of, well, maybe not thousands of thousands, but after a lot and a lot of examples you give manually of giving the computer uh, the parts of it and try to make it read. I think actually that even the things that you need to have nuance and to have a very different, it is use artificial intelligence for the little programs that you may have on a Snapchat, for example. If you remember the little filters, they need to track your hand. You know how to track them? From what I know, okay, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. It well, it definitely works with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence even can tell you if you're sad, if you're happy, if you're hungry, angry. Sorry, I would say hungry because I am. So it's extremely advantageous for any enterprise, but any company to have an artificial intelligence running and getting data, because you can sell better. Just for that, of course, there is also, uh, well, I would say, to simplify it, everything that meets a pattern, everything that has a pattern, which I would say everything, can be cracked down with an artificial intelligence. Car manufacturers use it for parts, NASA uses it for rockets. Maybe not to design the whole thing, but to test maybe. So again, it's extremely interesting to think about how it can and how it works. So remember that. It definitely is very interesting and it's very advantageous to have artificial intelligence. And the best part, we could say, is that it's not that hard to make one. Again, I will learn with Harvard itself in a free course how to, well, program a artificial intelligence in Python, a free platform with a free course to make an extremely specialized thing not that hard. Actually search from graph search algorithms, reinforcement learning, machine learning. So I must say it's a lot of learning to be had here. So, well, again, I hope you don't mind being watched by artificial intelligence because, well, you are. But do not worry, they definitely give the best deals. Since, after all, that's kind of the purpose. When you search for something and you might like it, they will probably find the best result right away. You find the best thing you could have, pretty much. So, don't fret too much. They don't be scared. They do not take. They do not care. The artificial intelligence do not care about personal problems. They care about if you're trying to buy a car, for example. So, yeah, very interesting indeed. Again, if you like this type of content and this type of video in general, just explaining things, definitely consider subscribing. And not just subscribing, but hitting the bell. So every time I launch a video, you can receive it right away. Not just that, but like this video if you like the content that you see. And not just that, but comment down below if you are, well, any curious about more things. If you're curious about more things, or if you are, well, interesting in other ideas. So put the comments down below. I will read them and try to respond. But that's it for now. I tomorrow start this course and you guys will see me learning it. So I hope you like it and I see you next time. Goodbye! Woo!